Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Intuitive Angling, where you just never know what you're going to get here, man. You might tune in and get a hardcore hogging tip. If you're a sensitive type, you might get your feelings hurt about me dogging live scope or talking about climate change. You just never know what you're going to get here, man. But welcome back, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Today we are going to talk about the OnOff Rig, and if this new rig is like going to be the next viral thing in bass fishing. And I'm going to show you guys how to rig it, how to set it up, give you a little bit of a background on it, and I'd be curious to get your guys' feedback on it. Real quick before we get started here, I've had a lot of people send me messages, a bunch of people lately, asking where they can get megabass rods. And if you guys are interested, Baitworks in Springfield, Missouri's got a good stock of megabass rods. I'll include the link in the description. If you use that link, it's a great way to support the channel. And also, while you're at it, I'll include the Block It Old School Jig link. Block It Old School Jig, man, this is in the height of the season. Look at that little tidbit there, man. You tell me that will not get bit. Black blue tinsel, it's our #1 seller, my favorite color. We purposely leave the skirts a little bit longer so you can either hang the trailer like a frog or thread them up like I did here. But you tell me that a big one wouldn't hit that. That's anyway, you can get it at Baitworks, Springfield, Missouri. Link in the description here. Okay, guys, let's talk about this OnOff Rig. Now, I'm not claiming to claim this thing. Actually, I saw this. There was a YouTube channel that popped up on my feed called OnOff Fishing. And the guy that ran this channel was talking about how to rig the OnOff Rig. So it's sort of fascinating to me. It sort of reminds me of the Inu rig, the Inu rig that people have been talking about. Sort of the same long line with a different twist. Super interesting. I'm going to show you guys how to rig it up here and give you some feedback on it. First of all, what you need is a straight tail worm, like a zoom trick worm I got right here, and a jig head. Not a Texas rig, but a jig head. This is the Megabass Okashira head. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to just thread this head on, just like an old school jig head worm rig. You know, you don't see people rigging it like this anymore. Same way you'd set up a Ned rig or something, just like that. So that's the setup there. And obviously that would catch fish there. Next thing we're going to do is you're going to take a really small barrel swivel. This is a tiny, tiny barrel swivel. And we're going to come in behind the fat part of the worm here on the narrow end. And this is the challenging part here, guys, because this barrel swivel moves around, so sometimes it's hard to get it in here to penetrate. But do your best and try to penetrate that plastic. If I can do it the first time. It took me a couple times when I first was experimenting with the rig to get it in there. But you want to set it up like that. See where it's hanging in like that. So that's the way we got the rig set up. Okay, the next thing you want to do is get your line. I've got 10-pound test Seaguar and Vizex here, and come through one of the O-rings on, or one of the ends of the snap bitter. Bite that off out. This is going to be the first thing we come in, is on one of these here. Like that. Okay. So we got it coming in the back of the worm like that. Next thing you want to do is you want to tie it to the jig head on here. Now there's a lot of different knots you could use. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to use an overhand knot, but I'd probably tie a double uni or a Palomar in a tournament situation. So we've got it tied to the jig head. And that is the simplicity of the rigging. Now the way this thing works is sort of like the Inu rig, where you come through here and it's that type of deal there. It's just like you're working it from behind, and what it's making it's making this worm seem alive. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, you tell me they wouldn't hit that. I saw an on the water demonstration of this, and it looks really, really good in the water. But you just basically work it along the bottom, you know, like you would a Texas rig worm or shaky head like that. Very similar to the Inu rig. So anyway, just a quick video, guys. I'm going to try this out, to be honest with you. I haven't fished this yet, but I can see how this thing would work right here in the springtime of the year especially. I can also see how you could modify the heads on the thing. You could go to a lighter head, you know, depending upon the length of water. But give it a try. It's the OnOff Rig. Like I saw it on a YouTube channel called OnOff Fishing. Thought it was really interested. But quick, I'll talk about this real quick here. You see these type of rigs all the time. You see like this on and off rig. You see the Inu rig. You see the Tokyo rig. You see all of these oddball modifications to existing things that we know work. I mean, everybody knows that jigs work. You know, shaky heads, Texas rigs, that type of stuff. True innovation in the sport is rare. It's usually some type of a modification to an existing innovation. And I think, in my opinion, that's sort of what the rigs like the OnOff Rig, the Inu rig, Tokyo rig, all that stuff is. I think there's situations that they could produce, and I think there's situations that they might produce better than certain ones. But overall, I think that the standard stuff that we have proven over and over again tends to work better. There's just something about the shaky head presentation, something about a Ned rig, something about a wacky rig, something about a Texas rig. It simply produces lots of bites and lots of good fish. And if you got the time, experiment with some of this other oddball stuff, because there's always probably a little window when those things work better than anything else, especially in highly pressured fishing situations. I can see something like this on-off rig, how it could really work in clear water if the fish were really pressured. So anyway, guys, just a quick tip wanted to pass along with you guys there. Like I said, I don't take credit for this. This is something that guy at On and Off Fishing came up with. Thanks for tuning into the video. We'll see y'all later.